Hey, are you pissing in my wife's bush? Man, I'm finna get fired for sure. Well, sir, not if I have anything to say about it. Hi, my name's Ricky. I have a brand new invention called the Hog Jug. Oh, Craig, tell us, how was pissing in the Hog Jug? Definitely best piss of my life. Place your order for the Hog Jug. I'm not trying to make this motivational, but I have a feeling it's going to come off as motivational. So, I got started making cartoons back in 2024 when I was working this really shitty job as a tradesman. I was an HVAC technician and installer, installing furnaces and air conditioners. And I needed a creative thing to do. Otherwise, it just bubbles up. Like all the ideas are constantly coming at me and it just pisses me off. So I started writing scripts for cartoons that I would want to watch. And one in particular, I wrote an entire season in like 2 months, and it was called Big Bucks. It basically featured this deer douchebag who gets hit by a semi truck, gets a cash settlement, and he moves to Florida to be an influencer. Spends all of his money on a boat to live on, and he just gets a job at a hotel, working at a hotel. Um, it's a whatever idea. But the weird part is that 4 months later, I got hit by an Amazon truck while I was riding my bike. And I got a settlement. And then, I didn't move to Florida to be an influencer, but what I did do is I went to go visit my fiance in Indonesia. And while I was there, I was like, I have a feeling that the universe just wants me to make cartoons. Um, I mean, I wrote it on the paper. The deer gets hit by a semi truck, he gets a settlement, and he lives his life. Shit, I got hit by a truck. I should be living my life too. Um, so while I was in Indonesia, I wrote 3 cartoons. One of them was called Creeps. One of them was called Big Bucks. I continued writing that one. And the one that I'm focusing on now is called Hard Working Boys. The reason why I'm focusing on Hard Working Boys is because Hard Working Boys features the lives of 3 young men in their 20s, and I think one of them's 30, who are going through trade school, and they have to deal with all sorts of strong personalities and things that I actually went through in trade school. For example, one of my professors, one of my teachers in trade school was like, so when you get your work truck, you're going to want to have 2 bottles, one to piss in and the other one in case the first one gets full. And, I was shocked to hear him say something like that. And I come from like office work and where people don't have piss bottles, but I really started getting into the culture of like blue collar tradesman work. So I created this cartoon idea, Hardworking Boys, and I made a few clips here and there, which I'll show you right now. Would any of you like to come up and try the hog jug? Yeah, I gotta take a piss. Let's see if this thing can really accommodate my girth. Red, catch. You look thirsty. Grow up. Damn it, Red, that's disgusting. Yeah, so that was my first attempt at any sort of animation. I have tried to learn animation programming or animation software, but I can never find like an actual good video that explains everything. But if I'm making a construction paper stop motion, it's almost meant to be shitty. And that's kind of the point of the video is that like when you have a goal, you don't start with like the hardest goal. You start with what you can do. I mean, I live in a shack in my parents' backyard. Like actually, like this is just a sheet I put up, but like there's no bathroom in my shack. It's a 7 by 7 shack. I sleep in a hammock, and I'm 34, and I'm trying to be make cartoons. But I really believe in this project, and it's something that I'm able to do. When you focus on what you can do, you can do a lot more. The other thing I wanted to say is I know that there's a lot of people out there like me who, you know, you can work hard all you want, but at the end of that, if you're not doing what you like, all you're going to have is money. And that's kind of how I felt when I was working as a tradesman. It's like I would be tired all fucking day and I would make okay money, but at the end of the day, I was working to make the boss rich. And I'm not trying to be on that slave shit. I wanted to document my process of actually bringing hardworking boys to life. So if you like the clips of hardworking boys, subscribe and I will keep posting updates here. My next video is probably going to be a sort of behind the scenes look at how I actually make it from my shack, and it's going to be really shitty. And it, in knowing that it's shitty, it motivates me to actually make it well, because if it comes out shitty and not funny and nobody likes it, well, then it's just sad. But if my show's a hit and it's all made by me, then that's a great start to a story. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it.